clown on this kid. Anytime. I don't have the clout, though. I don't know why he'd bother with me. I've got, you know, not even 100 followers. But I'd shred this fool.
So yeah, you said on TikTok that you would clown on me, that you would wreck this fool or something like that about the anti-vax stuff. You sound like you're a pretty
Mhm.
prominent advocate. It said you didn't you say you had a protest tomorrow or something?
Yep. There's been regular So I'm in Clallam County, Washington, which is a place where the vaccine passport has actually been implemented. They're currently threatening to shut down businesses that are not complying. So
Wait,
this
I'm
has been
sorry. Where did you
protest.
say you were? I'm sorry, I missed that.
No problem. Clallam County, Washington, which is
Okay.
on the northwest tip of Washington State.
Okay. So they
Um,
have a vaccine mandate, and I guess you're against the mandates.
correct, of course.
Um, despite having vaccine exemptions. So even if this were like some kind of strict stuff going on, I mean, are you against just mandates in general, or are you against the vaccine specifically here?
I oppose both the muzzling and the torturing of children with the muzzles, as well as essentials, as well as anybody, as and which and, and I'm not like some libertarian that doesn't think that government has no role in sort of making sure people, don't poison the wells and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So
Certainly,
so
certainly.
are you just to be clear, you're against the mandate or are you against the COVID vaccine? Like, do you have reasons for not liking the vaccine? Like, my question is like I think this is why we come at this from a different angle, right? Is because for you, it's you don't want the mandate. But for me, I'm kind of thinking, well, why do you not want the mandate? What's the reason to not get a completely safe and effective vaccine?
Well, it's not completely safe and it's not at all effective. Obviously, it's self-evident that it's not effective. You wouldn't need a
How is it
mandate if it
evident that it's
were
not effective?
effective. You wouldn't need a mandate if it were effective. There would just be unvaccinated people in the hospital, which
There
most of the
are.
vaccine. No, no, there absolutely are not.
The majority
The,
of people that are unvaccinated have end up in the hospital, whereas the majority of the vaxxed do not. Are you still there? Your thing keeps cutting out.
let's move on.
Hold
I'm
on,
willing
hold
to
on.
take the risk.
Yo,
I don't think you have to be what you're saying
can
at
you
all.
wait. Yo,
I'm,
can you still hear me? Hello.
I can't. Oh, have you lost me?
Yeah, you cut out for a second. I think I'm gonna. Do you want to just turn off your video for now?
Um,
I'm gonna turn
uh,
off my camera because I think it's causing you to lag a lot. It would be easier to just continue this via phone. Anyway, I can send this to you if you'd like. These charts show that COVID-19 vaccines are doing their job. This comes from sciencenews.org, and it shows how, for example, in California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Maryland, Michigan, all in various states, you see the majority of hospitalizations are people that are unvaccinated. They're upticking while the vax are stagnating. They don't end up going to the hospital. They don't end up being put on ventilators. They don't end up dying.
okay. So then the risk is all on me. There's no reason to mandate it then. You don't
Well, there is
you don't have some.
there is absolutely a reason to mandate it, which is that when you don't have enough people mandated and you aren't able to build up herd immunity, you raise the risk of there being another variant, and you also raise the risk of there being a breakthrough infection. So vaccines can be extremely effective, and they are. Again, I have this chart here that absolutely demonstrates that. However, that doesn't mean that there can't sometimes be breakthrough infections as well. And when people refuse to get vaccinated, they raise the risk of that happening. They put everyone in danger for what? For because they're
How?
too scared to get a vaccine? I don't understand. What are they afraid of?
How? How am I going to give you a COVID if you've got the vaccine and it's effective?
Did I not just explain it to you?
No,
So
you
I
did
have
not.
a okay. So
You
let
buzzword community and none of
these
that
aren't
means anything.
these aren't.
No,
Hold on,
no,
wait,
no,
stop, because these aren't
people find
buzzwords. No, because these aren't.
no,
You're telling me that right now that I'm using buzzwords for saying herd immunity. That's not a buzzword. That's what I'm.
absolutely what it means, and you can define how it works. It's just something that you heard.
So can I explain it to you again, and you can see if you agree or disagree? So When people refuse to get vaccinated, they raise the risk of a new variant coming along. And when there's new variants, oftentimes the vaccine is less effective against new variants. Of course, we already know that the vaccine, although still being anywhere between like 60 to 90% effective against the Delta variant, still does wane over time. And people that are unvaccinated raise the risk and raise the likelihood of that happening. This is a community effort. We all need to try and get vaccinated. I'm not trying to use buzzwords here, but achieving herd immunity is actually something that's really important and really beneficial to being done with this whole thing.
Usually you don't use really that many times in something that's actually self-evident. You wouldn't need to. So let me answer. I'll answer a few things that you said. First of all, overall, the vaccine's been widely distributed in America. I think over 70% of the people have had at least one dose, and COVID cases are higher than they've ever been.
That's not
So you
true,
can say,
actually.
well,
Nope, that's not true. The majority of Americans right now, the vaccination rate for both vaccines, which is necessary to achieve herd immunity, is only at like 54%. And no, we do need mandates. In fact, we absolutely need mandates. It helps and it forces people to get more and more vaccinated, which is beneficial. For example, you can look in the state of, I want to say the state of New York, where they implemented vaccine mandates, and you saw statistically upticks in people getting vaccines because they weren't going to lose their job over some bullshit conspiracy theory about vaccinations.
Oh, conspiracy. I thought we weren't using buzzwords. Okay. Guess not.
I don't know. You have to believe a conspiracy theory to say that the vaccine isn't effective.
No, I don't. I just have to look at the number of people that are getting sick from COVID, which is more now than it was before the vaccine.
Do those people go to the hospital?
Yeah, I know. I personally know people. It's in the news commonly.
Do the majority of people go to the hospital?
So your stats, by the way, that majority stat, that's going back to before there was a vaccine. So yeah, the majority of the people who have been in the hospital for COVID haven't been vaccinated.
This is from January to July. You can look right here, July 3rd.
January to July. Thank you. So they're using data from a time when.
No, July, dude. Vaccines were, you can look right here.
To July. So you're using a bunch of data from January, February, March, April when nobody could get the vaccine. That is not a difficult.
Okay, you don't have to look at that part, but you can easily look at the part of the chart that talks about January, and you can see the massive uptick throughout June and January, or I'm sorry, June and July. So, yeah, I don't know. You can even see here. Look, July. You see a huge uptick here too.
A huge uptick now that the COVID.
No, this is an uptick of unvaccinated individuals in the hospital because they refuse to get vaccinated because they're dumb. So oftentimes what this comes down to is people can simply get the vaccine. It's safe, it's effective, it's easy, and it's overall beneficial. I fail to see why why is it worth losing your job over this?
Because it's not safe, it's potentially deadly, and it has had deadly side effects. I personally know people who have had very serious side effects.
Like?
I'm sorry, are you aware of this? You're completely surprised?
Yes.
Are you in a fucking cave, kid?
No, because I think no. It's not that. It's that this argument is so laughably stupid. It's actually hysterical. So this would be like me, for example, saying I don't trust cars because you know what? I have a friend that got in a car accident and died. That's not a reason to broadly not trust cars. That would just be a personal story. Do you see how that would be really dumb and disanalogous?
It might appeal to your sort of tween fucking crowd, but that's not. I'm just gonna go ahead and post this in its entirety and. That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Now, you might not trust a brand of brakes if a friend bought a brand of brakes and they failed. Of course, duh.
So what if 99% of the people that bought this pair of brakes had really fine outcomes and they never died? Even when they got in car accidents, the brakes did what they needed to do, stopped them from actually dying in the car. And then you had like a slim amount that they didn't work. Would you just completely stop using the brakes forever?
1% of fucking brakes didn't work. I would not buy that brand. Duh.
Okay. Well, then I guess you're risking it even bigger with COVID then, right? With potentially getting COVID.
It's been been around for a year. I've known probably 100 and 150 people who've gotten it. I've been exposed
So
to
what?
it.
Do you realize why this is? Who cares if you know people that have gotten it? Like, is everything that you say just derived from like personal experience here, or do you like actually look at like the statistics to form opinions? Because you're like, I have a friend that got the vaccine and had really adverse side effects. Okay, well, you know what? I have a friend who got the vaccine and he did really well with it, and then he thankfully didn't get COVID because he had the vaccine. So now are you going to get the vaccine? Because I have a personal story that's completely opposite to yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you going to get the vaccine now?
I know people that have had adverse reactions. A number of adverse reactions have been reported locally. VAERS is reporting.
I don't care about rares. VAERS. Sorry, I don't care about VAERS at all.
You don't care about data. You're trying to make some point. Look,
No, do you know how? Okay, wait. I'm sorry. What? How do you fill out something in VAERS? Could you tell me, please?
What's that?
How do you submit something to VAERS? Could you tell me, please?
Yeah, you file a report.
Who's able to file a report?
Who cares?
What?
Doctors,
Oh,
general.
wait. Can you answer that, please? Who's able to file a report? Do you need any special credentials, or is literally anyone able to file a report?
So your theory is there's a big conspiracy of people filing false reports?
Not at all a big conspiracy. If anything, it's that data is not accurate, nor has it been checked, nor has any of it been confirmed to actually have anything to do with the vaccine. There are people that literally could report explosive diarrhea after getting the Pfizer vaccine, and that would pop up on VAERS. Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Okay, well, then it doesn't mean anything. Then eyewitness testimony from medical professionals doesn't mean anything to you.
So what about eyewitness testimonies of medical professionals that said they saw people horribly die from COVID-19, and then they also saw people that were exposed to COVID with the vaccine that didn't die, and they lived happily ever after? What about their stories?
Well, they're going to die too, and they may get COVID too.
So why does your story trump mine?
Because you don't, it's like the brake thing. Your perfect analogy. Yeah, you have a brake manufacturer, and 99 out of 100 times their brakes work fine, but 1 in 100 times they fail.
I mean, your likelihood of dying in a car accident every single day is like, isn't it like 1 in 150 or something? Like, it's really significant. Like, you have a very high likelihood of dying in the car, way higher likelihood, where your likelihood of actually dying from the vaccine is less than like 0.1 out of 31,000. Every time you drive on your car, you take bigger risks.
No. Why would I take a vaccine that could potentially kill me? In your own words.
COVID could this is why. Because COVID could also potentially kill you. Right?
Okay, I try to avoid things that could potentially kill me because I'm not a fucking moron.
But you don't, because you're scared of the vaccine, which is a protective measure against COVID. The likelihood that you're actually going to die from taking the vaccine, this is hysterical. This would be like me because not going on an airplane because I watched a scary documentary about a plane crash, and then just ignoring the statistical likelihood that I'm not going to actually die in a plane crash.
You think people should be forced to fly on airplanes if they don't want to?
No, but flying on airplanes isn't a matter of public health and public safety. Whereas if people want to go into a private business, or if people want to work somewhere, then yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with requiring that those people are vaccinated. 100%. It's for the good of the public. It's for everyone else. It's to keep people safe. And yeah, if you want to, be like an incubator for insane diseases and, generate a new variant, then be my guest, but I don't want any part of it. So yeah, you should be mandated.
Reason to think that it actually happens. You don't have any reason to think that the vaccine didn't cause the Delta variant.
You don't have any reason to think the vaccine did.
But I don't need a reason. I just need to see that people can get sick from COVID. People can get the vaccine, get COVID, spread COVID, go to the hospital.
This is a lie.
And die.
If you get COVID, so first of all, if you get the vaccine, your likelihood of actually getting COVID is significantly lower, right? This is oftentimes why the seatbelt comparison comes up, because wearing a seatbelt doesn't always stop you from dying in a car accident every single 100% of the time. But you know what? It definitely lowers your likelihood of dying in a car accident or getting seriously injured even, right? So with the vaccine, you take the vaccine, it's safe and effective. It prevents you largely from getting COVID. But if there does, what do you mean how?
Why are there so many people vaccinated with COVID then?
What?
Why aren't it? Why isn't it only non-vaccinated or very, very, very rarely? It's
So
not.
so here's the
How
thing
come
is,
it's
first of all, yes, you do have a lower likelihood of actually contracting COVID if you're vaccinated, of course. But even if you are to get COVID, then again, you don't usually have it very severe. The vaccine not only works as a preventative measure, but it also works to help your body fight it off faster if you are to actually suffer from a breakthrough infection. And keep in mind, these breakthrough infections that you're talking about are coming from people that are unvaccinated. So you're in no position to be critiquing this.
No, I am. You're telling me that I need to get a vaccine to protect you because your vaccine won't work unless I do.
Well, I
It's
actually
so
think that you should get a vaccine because it protects yourself, but I don't even think that that's a good reason. I think that you need to give me a reason not to get the vaccine. So far, you've given me nothing. You've given me bullshit. You said, I knew a friend that had a bad side effect and VARs. The most
Okay.
irrelevant brain dead takes imaginable.
So eyewitness testimony adverse effects isn't compelling to you.
No, because I have eyewitness testimony of non-adverse effects. Millions of eyewitness testimonies, okay?
Actually.
Yeah, I do, because of the various people that have gotten vaccinated and haven't had any issues.
Well, how many of those are there?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, 54% of the America so far has been fully vaccinated. Like 70-some% has been only partially vaccinated.
Okay, thank you. Move on. You don't know. You don't know. Because we're not really doing any effort. We're not really tracking any of this. And by we, I mean public health professionals.
Do you just make stuff up? Do you just like lie for fun? Like, what do you do? You said you're going to an anti-mandate rally tomorrow. What do you do there besides like spread COVID among each other?
We don't spread COVID among each other. This is, again, you wouldn't have an argument. You wouldn't need to argue if that was what was going on. We've met by the hundreds recently. No,
so what?
And by the way, I've never. I still go out. It's not like people aren't congregating like constantly in large groups.
Yeah, I mean, so what? This doesn't matter. Like, you haven't given me a single good reason not to get the vaccine.
It doesn't work, and it might
says who? How does it not work? So it doesn't work and it might kill you. You're really going to go with the two most delusional, stupid arguments imaginable. So first, it doesn't work. Think again. I have a chart showing that the majority of hospitalizations are among unvaccinated. You're lying. Don't go ahead and mention the fact that it starts in January. We can look here where it also shows in July, and you see a massive uptick amongst fully vaccinated in comparison to unvaccinated in the hospital. Okay, so there's that. Second of all, if you hold on, wait, I didn't address. Wait, because you said. No, wait, because you said two dumb things at once, so I need to address both of them, okay? The second thing that you said was that... Huh?
Thank you. You made my point.
Well, how did I make your point, please?
You just said there's a huge uptick of fully vaccinated people in the hospital.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Did you misunderstand me? Let me clarify that again. Maybe I may have not been clear with my words. So there's a massive uptick of the unvaccinated people going to the hospital, whereas you can see fully vaccinated individuals are not having nearly the same rate of hospitalizations. And that's because they have the vaccine working as a preventative measure. And the second thing in regards to, well, it might kill me. COVID might kill you. Walking outside might kill you. Driving in your car might kill you. Every time you order a Big Mac, you don't know if that thing's been poisoned or not. That might kill you. Like, everything might kill you, but this is just such a stupid argument.
No, it's absolutely not. And the fact that you fucking arrogant little tween thinks I should take a fucking medication that I know for a fact may kill me or cause me seriously harm is...
Well, do you have, like, are you immune compromised? Do you have, like, do you have a doctor's note saying, like, hey, you're susceptible to blood clots, you're on blood thinners, maybe don't take the vaccine? There are certainly some medical exemptions, sure, but the reasons you've given me thus far have been absolutely delusional. Like, it sounds like an X-Files episode.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, like this sounds like a joke right now. Are you doing, like, a stand-up comedy act?
Maybe it does. Maybe you're really treading water now, kid.
Why? What are you going to do? Start yelling at me?
I'm not. No. That was not meant to be a threat.
All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You can yell at me if you want. It's all right. You know, we're on the show. People come on here and yell at me all the time. It's just they usually yell at me because they don't like that I call them out, because I think that you're realizing very quickly that this is a really dumb argument. Like, this would be like me saying, well, I have a headache, or you know what? Let's make a better argument. I have crippling depression. okay? And I could take antidepressants, which are overwhelmingly proven to be safe and effective, or it has a possibility of killing me, so I'm not going to take it. Do you see how that would be really dumb?
No, I think you'd make your own decision, and I certainly don't think.
So
it
do
should
you
be
realize that
fucking-
every medication in, like, if you take too many doses, for example, could kill you? Like, every time you take an
Yeah.
aspirin, it could kill you.
Yes, I don't fucking take aspirin.
Do you take any medication at all?
Not really. I occasionally take an ibuprofen if I'm.
Are you
really
serious?
banged
Whoa,
up.
careful, buddy. Did you know that too much of that can literally cause liver failure and death? That could kill you, bro. Why are you taking that? Shit.
And I don't think it should be mandated, nor is it mandated.
Ho-
Nor do I think anything
I just,
should be
I
forced
don't
to-
understand because it could kill you.
Boom.
Like, okay,
Boom.
here's another one. Seatbelts, they're mandated. And you know what? Sometimes a seatbelt could kill you. There are stories of people, I have eyewitness stories, okay, of friends that crashed in the car and they couldn't get their seatbelt undone. They were strangled in a car accident because of their seatbelt. I think seatbelts are unsafe and shouldn't be mandated for that very reason.
That's fine. That's your trip. Okay.
So
Good for you.
how do you think that's, because that's directly comparable to what you're saying about the vaccine stuff?
And a seatbelt ticket, by the way, seatbelt tickets were largely used to pull people over for illegal searches by cops. So let's not pretend like the
Don't
seatbelt
care.
law-
Irrelevant to the question.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
It's an alternative to the mandate, but a seatbelt ticket is a $47 ticket. Okay, that's not a big deal. Forcing me to take a medication that I don't want to take, I don't think is safe, and clearly does not reduce the rate of COVID or keep me from getting it.
It does
spreading
reduce
it.
the rate of COVID, one, and it all absolutely reduces the risk of you actually having a severe kind of outcome from COVID. So you're making up more bullshit. The thing is that everything you're saying to me is just a lie. So it's really hard for me.
Why do you need to wear a mask if you're vaccinated? Because you can spread it. Thank you.
I don't.
Okay, but you do. But you, according to the experts, you do. According to
A lot of
the
the
various
places around here, I don't have to wear a mask at all. Nowhere does it demand it's usually Didn't you say they're starting to make a vaccine passport? If you have vaccine passports, you're probably not going to have to wear masks.
well, we'll try to fucking keep up, Junior. No, you got to wear a mask. There's a statewide mask.
Where is it?
mandate.
Washington State you're in?
Oregon. The CDC has recommended that you wear a mask because you can spread COVID after you've been vaccinated. The fully vaccinated are required to wear masks. And I'm state to state, things are different, I'm sure, but
I mean, I could disagree with that, and that could be really silly. But again, this doesn't mean anything when we're in regards to when we have actual numbers showing that hospitalization rates are absolutely skyrocketing for the unvaccinated. The majority of deaths of COVID now are among unvaccinated people.
well, the majority, yeah, if you go back historically, of course that's true. If you go back to all the COVID deaths, yes, a majority among the unvaccinated, because the majority.
So
of the
part of the
people who got
reason it's funny too because it's funny because it's like what's funny because I'm reading this just really quickly, right? And there are like some exceptions, like if everyone's vaccinated in small indoor gatherings and whatnot. But part of the reason that actually they're saying that masks are again required, which again I don't really agree with this fully, but part of the reason they're saying this is because of the Delta variant, which is more contagious, and also the vaccine was developed against COVID-19, not the Delta variant, and the Delta variant is able to spread and blossom like a luscious, deadly flower thanks to anti-vaxxers like you who allow diseases like this to continue to warp and new variants come out. So it's funny because oftentimes it's people like you that actually create the problem, and then you come up here and cry about it at the same time. Maybe if you got vaccinated, then we wouldn't have to put in more mask mandates, you know? Maybe if you just stopped having like really dipshit reasons not to get vaccinated, then like you could go back to your everyday life and you wouldn't have to wear a wretched mask, you know?
Well, I've never worn one. No, I don't wear them. Come on, son. No. So what you've said though was really interesting is that the vaccine doesn't actually do anything for the variant that's currently going around.
That's a lie.
So
I did not say that. I said that it's not as effective because it's not,
Okay.
of course, because it's a new
Okay.
variant, but it still is much more effective than no vaccine.
It's not based on any information.
Oh,
That's just
okay.
me.
No, I'd be happy to send you some information. Please hold on 1 second.
You want
I'll
me
go
to
ahead
send
and
you
get-
Israel?
Do you want to go ahead and
hear
look
that
at the
one?
hospitalization rates in Israel? They're having a breakthrough because of the Delta variant, but there's way less hospitalizations and deaths and serious outbreaks because of the vaccine. Also, part of the reason they're having a Delta variant outbreak is because they took the vaccine in a much earlier time, and the efficacy does wane over time. Thankfully, there's going to be a booster shot available soon. So, very good shot. Once again, a swing and a miss, my friend. Do a little more research than that. I don't know. But either way, dumb argument. Stupid, pathetic, irrelevant. Please. Make a good argument. I'm begging. I'm on
The
my knees
massive
at this
number
point.
in Israel. The fact that Israel got the Delta variant because they took the fucking vaccine earlier, which you just said.
Did you also not hear the part where I said they're having less deaths and hospitalizations, partially because of the vaccine? And also because, like I said, yes, the vaccine can...
You think medical professionals haven't learned better ways to deal with COVID? You think that might have something to do with it?
Notice how, like, you're just, like, asking me questions and I'm answering all of them very coherently and logically, and then you just, like, keep pivoting to the next thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going on what you're saying. I'm just repeating back to you what you've said.
Okay, sure. I'm trying to find this thing, and I'm having a hard time finding it, but hold on.
Yeah. Cases are through the roof among the vaccinated in Israel. Thank you. Boom. Conversation over. The fuck else you gonna say?
You got me, dude. You wrecked me. Yeah. Can you tell me what the death rate is over there? Is it lower? Because it is.
Yeah, therapeutics have come a long way. They've done a lot of practice. Clinicians are learning a lot about how to deal with COVID. Of course, deaths are going to go down as this novel unknown virus becomes more and more understood. That's a fucking no-brainer right there.
But it's partially going down because of the vaccine, because people are having less severe outbreaks. So even though they are still getting the Delta variant because it's more contagious, they're not actually dying or having as nearly as like big of an actual pandemic from it because of the vaccine. So boom, conversation over. Thank you. What are you going to say?
Prove it.
Okay. You got me, buddy.
Thank you. So I think what you're going for here.
I think that you really have it going good, man. This sounds like some fucking ignorance is bliss shit right here. I'm a little jealous.
That's your whole shtick.
Huh? Oh yeah, ignorance is bliss, right? Because I don't believe that. I don't even. The thing is I don't even know your opinion actually on the vaccine at the end of the day.
It doesn't work, and it's fucking potentially deadly, and it has other dangerous side effects. And it doesn't work. You don't know. Okay, you don't know.
Just keep repeating it. It becomes more true every time you say it.
It's pretty clear.
So here's a let's see, vaccines versus Delta variant. So there have been various different studies that have been done here. You can look at healthline.com. They take a really good excuse me?
They've been done?
There have been some really interesting studies that have been done that they take a look at how vaccines fare against the Delta variant. So, let's see. According to the CDC, unvaccinated people are over 10 times more likely to be hospitalized with COVID-19 than vaccinated people. True. We see that borne out in the data. Unvaccinated people are also 11 times more likely to die of COVID than vaccinated people, the study found. So that's the first study there. Very interesting. And then let's look at the Pfizer one. So here's some studies in Scotland. They found it was between 80 and 100% protection against any infection with the Alpha variant. So let me find where it is with Delta. Hold on. I'm still I'm trying to find out with the Delta here. Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
I can send this whole thing to you if you want, but I found basically what this comes down to. I can summarize this very quickly. I'm sorry, but what this comes down to is they found a very large, like, it sort of varied. So some studies may have found I think the lowest study only found like a 32% efficacy against the Delta variant, whereas like the highest number was around like 95%. But you know what? I'd be willing to say that even if it was 30%, a 30% less chance of not getting the fucking Delta variant? Hell yeah, dude. What's the risk? I know for you, you think, I don't even know. Maybe it's going to turn you into like a zombie or something, but
I don't think any of that.
Okay.
I think I don't want it. Okay. I don't think it works.
I just would be really curious to know why you don't want it. Like a reasonable reason, not a pretend fairy tale reason.
Because it doesn't work. I mean, we could get into other reasons. It's being pushed by, people that I don't trust. Bill Gates being a big one.
What does that have to do with whether or not it's effective? Like
Well,
you don't need to like that it's being pushed by some of these people to
I
still
mean,
recognize that, like, for
I
example,
think it's not. I think it's not effective because COVID rates are higher here and as well as everywhere else where they're mass vaccinating than they were before the vaccine. That's why I don't think it's effective because it's not. I also don't think it's safe
you're not
because
understanding the follow through of that.
from it, as is being reported widely, both to me personally, on VAERS, on TikTok, and other social networking. There's all kinds of people coming out going, man, I've had this bad reaction. I've seen video after video, and maybe you haven't. And maybe I
I
can
don't know
send
what
you,
you're
maybe I,
talking about, actually. I'm really glad that I looked this up because you've said this a couple different times. Here's another one from Healthline here. Oh, wait.
you're trying to
My
tell me the fucking COVID vaccine works when everybody's got fucking
Actually,
COVID,
this
right?
is showing that the cases are dropping here.
Cases may be slightly dropping over the. It's so you know what else is dropping? The
What?
rates of people getting the COVID vaccine. COVID vaccine comes out, cases
That's actually
skyrocket.
not true. More people are getting the vaccine, dude.
Fucking
You're just saying things right now that are just like, is this how you do it? Do you just like make stuff up? Do you just like tell yourself stories?
yeah. You think people are still rushing to get the fucking COVID vaccine, huh? Yet there's all these mass
The
movements
7-day
against the
average
COVID.
number fell to 95,000 per day, more than 20,000 fewer than late last week.
Exactly. So COVID rates level off, or COVID vaccination rates level off. New cases level off. Vaccination
I
rates
thought you just said
skyrocket.
the vaccines don't work.
I did. I am. I'm saying they're
So, first of all, there are two reasons. First, in many areas,
health.
COVID vaccination rates are steadily climbing. The second, the virus continues to spread. Both are mechanisms that provide immunity to individuals, thereby making it more difficult for the virus to spread from person to person. So it is literally right here, according to Healthline, attributed to the vaccine that we're seeing a decrease of hospitalizations. Dude, I love that this is my favorite thing to do whenever I talk to anti-vaxxers, is just like fact check something they say, because it's really easy almost every time. In like 3 seconds, it's easy to just like prove you are like completely lying right now. You're lying your ass off right now.
But what lie?
You said that COVID rates are climbing and the vaccine isn't working, where instead actually COVID cases are going down, and part of that is attributable to the vaccination rates steadily climbing, according to healthline.com.
It would. It would help if you quit yapping and just listen.
Okay,
You
I'm
just
all
listen
ears.
to-
Educate me, Daddy.
Okay, I said that when COVID vaccinations skyrocketed, as did COVID rates. Now that COVID vaccination rates have leveled off, so are COVID infection rates.
Okay, cool. What you said, it sounded like to me, is you said you didn't want to get the vaccine because it was proven not to work, because people get the vaccine and then still get COVID, when instead I'm actually reading you this right here showing that COVID cases are decreasing when you told me that they were getting higher, and part of the reason they're decreasing is because COVID vaccination rates are steadily climbing. So it's completely okay. Yeah, this is perfect. No. This is a great way to end this conversation. Is this entire time has been me spoon feeding you little doses of reality and then you denying it, running back into your safe space. This is embarrassing.
You think that more and more people are getting? How many people got COVID today? Or excuse me, got the COVID vaccination today as opposed to?
I don't know. I think that you can probably look that one up yourself. It doesn't matter what I tell you anyway, because I mean, I just read you something from Healthline and then you said, no, it's not. So clearly I don't think you're ready to engage in this kind of a topic.
Facts and facts. I don't know. An idiot. Come on, dude.
Yep, I'm so stupid. Meanwhile, the entire time you've given me zero good reason not to get the vaccine. Yep, buddy. Do you feel like you crushed me, like you said in your TikTok? You said you're gonna roll this fool. Do you feel like you rolled me?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, you rolled me all around, buddy. You got me so fucking wrecked.
I did. I don't know. We'll just leave your last fucking answer to a straight question. I owned him. Oh, I don't know. Fucking jack off.
So, do you think that I need to know like every single answer that you said how many people have gotten COVID today? I don't know. Like I just looked up broadly speaking if we're talking about it. Like do you want me to Google it? Do you want me to tell you?
Thing.
Huh?
You're a fucking idiot if you think that. You said vaccination rates are increasing. You're an idiot if you think that. It's fucking leveled off.
Okay.
Fucking duh.
Yep.
You're at critical mass for vaccination rates. Fewer people are.
If
getting
I
the
were you, I would
vaccination.
just keep on saying it because, you know, it's kind of like, have you ever heard the thing where, like, if you say that a fairy isn't real, a fairy dies? It's kind of like that, but reverse. So, like, every time you see,
You don't know.
no, it's like every
But-
time you say it, it becomes truer. Say more lies about the vaccine. It becomes more true every time you say it. The vaccine isn't working. The vaccine isn't working. The vaccine isn't working. Tap your shoes together. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Is that supposed to be an effective argument, or are you? Just
No, I'm
trying
just
to...
insulting you at this point because I think you're beyond stupid, arrogant, and absolutely beyond help. It's actually abhorrent to me that you actually participate in anti-mandate like activism at all when you're this much of a delusional fucking moron. But yeah, either way, I really appreciate you coming on here and showing everyone how much I got wrecked by your stupidity, apparently. Do you want to give a quick shout out to your channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck you. Bye.